Welcome back to I'd Have a Beer. Mikey Bugatti, what's up? Talk to me. What are we covering on this glorious
It's Christmas time.
Wednesday? December. We're in December, motherfucker. It's Christmas, December 4th evening. Christmas is in the air. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We're on to Christmas now, though. And yeah, man, fantasy football's getting tight. We got a lot to cover.
It is
Mikey
that
Bugatti,
part of the
give it to
year
us.
in the
What do we
football
got?
season where you look at your team and you say, are we going to the playoffs? Do I see a Super Bowl in my future? Or am I sitting on the couch and waiting for the the draft? Okay. We're early in December and nothing feels like December than 81 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona. We got a lot to cover tonight where we give you the most important part of sports only in one place on IHAB. We're going to talk about the Bird Bowl that happened this weekend. One bird is flying particularly high. The other's got its wings clipped. We got possibility of clinching playoffs for certain teams and one team that has already clinched playoffs. I can't believe it. That sounds early to me. If you're listening close, it's also fantasy football. It could be your last week before playoffs. Are you making it in? Are you not making it in? Are you doing in punishments? You're going to find out here. We also have some pickup players that you might help you get there or might help you get out. We're going to talk about college football. A lot of crazy college happened this weekend. It was rivalry weekend, the best. I loved it. We had a snow game in the NFL. I have a game of the week. And Mikey Bugatti's back in the house with another wild sport that you're not going to want to miss. I'm going to be honest. It's probably one of the best sports I've found so far. It pairs together with what we talk about here and what we believe in. But before we get into any of that, Manny Motts, I'd have a beer. What do you got?
I'd have a beer. I have
Beautiful.
the all-day IPA.
Love it. I got Santa's Little Helper Imperial Stout.
Rings. Yeah.
Okay. From Pizza Port Brewing Company, to which I just met with one of their reps the other day, and they are happy to sponsor us in the future. More Pizza Port beer will be coming soon, but we're starting it off with Santa's Little Helper Imperial Stout.
Perfect.
Hey, this ain't bad. Time. This is pretty good. All right. We're going to get into this later.
Flavorful and easy to drink Founders all-day IPA. I mean, Jesus, how are you not going to have this at a tailgate? It's all-day IPA. You can have this at all.
We're going to jump right in before I don't get a lot of time to talk about this because I normally don't get a lot of time to talk about this. Eagles, fly. Now is the point in the conversation where someone says, who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl? Now I can confidently say, I do think the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. And people also agree. We've taken down a super team. They've been quiet. I've heard nothing about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens anymore. Jalen Hurts played an okay game, but he played a good enough game to win. Saquon Barkley, we're playing a tough defense with who arguably has the other MVP running back. Saquon Barkley gets 107 yards and a touchdown. Derrick Henry, 82 yards, no touchdown. My play of the game, Coupe DeJean picking up Derrick Henry and diving him into the dirt. Textbook tackle. It was beautiful, amazing. We're hitting up Goddard when Devontae Smith is hurt. A.J. Brown doesn't get locked up, but we lock up Zay Flowers to get no touchdowns. I mean, what can you ask more than the Eagles this week? They win. They move on. They're 10-2. They're second in the NFC. Lions, don't sneeze, my friend, because we will clinch, and we will take that first place bye week in a matter of a blink of an eye, okay? Eagles march on. We play Panthers this week. What am I going to say? Eagles are going to win the game. Panthers looked good
last week.
Yeah, Bryce Young.
What's his name? Bryce Adams. John Adams. Bryce Young. Looking. Maybe he's.
I heard people saying he's looking the best he ever has.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's a little late, my friend. It's a little late.
Yeah, I want to just throw this out here because of this was in the realm of nobody thought this was in the realm of possibilities, but I think it's safe to say, what happened when you guys played
I don't know
Tampa
what it
Bay?
is.
Could could
The
Carolina
t-
be another Tampa Bay team right there? Maybe they're like one of those
We're gonna
teams right now
lose.
that's like,
There's
what do we got to lose?
what is
What do we got to
scarier
lose?
than the
Fuck it.
biggest dog is the hungry dog runs
Tell him, Mike.
faster. Okay,
Hungry
and some
dog. It eats all the time.
I don't know what it is
Yeah.
about the Buccaneers this year, but they've beaten the Lions. Okay, they've beaten the Eagles. All right, they almost beat the Chiefs. All right, they almost beat the 49ers.
Right.
And they almost lost to the Panthers. This doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. It's like sometimes they wake up to play football, sometimes they don't. And then they almost lose to the Panthers. So am I afraid of the Panthers? I don't know. Yeah,
I would be afraid of any team, like you said, that has got nothing to lose, because the hungry dog, for like the first time in 2024, we're using the hungry dog here. I feel like it didn't get used a lot this year. The hungry dogs. You know what? You talked about it in the beginning of this podcast, about college football, how it was like upset weekend. It was rivalry weekend. I don't know. I'm calling it right now. December 4th, Wednesday, 6:15. Upset alert, Panthers over Philadelphia Eagles.
Not anyone is going to think that.
Thought?
And this will age well when we come back next week. And I think an Eagle would beat a Panther in the forest any day. But we'll see what happens on a Sunday. Absolutely.
No way. There's no way
I don't.
Eagle
What we
is
need
a
is
Panther.
this is what I need. You ever see the TV show? Yeah, no, you're
First
right.
Of all,
you're
those
right.
two
You
would
ever
never
see the TV
mix
show
with
Greatest
each other,
Warrior, and they would put two on? I think we should do that for animals.
Yes. Yeah.
I would want that for animals.
Okay.
It's Planet Earth.
We do. It's like the fucking zoo. We do.
I love Planet Earth.
Yeah, you ever see those shows where that
He's like, here we
guy
are.
has like the best voice of all time? It's like, look at the the baby mountain
That
lion.
was perfect.
Yeah, it sounded exactly like him. Yeah, well, we'll see. That was pretty good.
Let's see if the Eagles win this week. I think they do. And if the Eagles win this week, it can be a clinching week for the Philadelphia Eagles. If the Eagles win, the Seahawks lose, the 49ers lose, and the Falcons lose, we clinch playoffs. But for teams that have already clinched, the New York Buffalo Bills in the Snow Bowl last week, absolute dominance. They clinch, first team to clinch division. Good for them. Good for them. I mean, their division is absolute garbage right now, but still, they did what they had to do, and that's what matters.
Yeah. They separate themselves by 5 games in the division.
Crazy.
That's crazy to think about. They're sitting there at 10-2. The Dolphins, who Tua Tagovailoa sitting there with marshmallows in his head with 5 wins, 7 losses, and then we all know about the fucking motherfucking New York Jets. And that Aaron Rodgers experiment that didn't work out. 3-9. Yeah, playoffs, right. And then the Patriots that we all kind of figured were not going to be good this year. But yeah, Buffalo Bills in the Snow Bowl. Wanted to talk about that. Think about this. We all saw it. It's just something about snow games and football that are just awesome. They're awesome for everybody except for Christian McCaffrey. Okay? They're good. Everybody loves snow games.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Buffalo Bills fans love them. They pay $5 billion for the ticket, and then they have to come and shovel out their own seat for $20. Yeah, and I guarantee you that you have to sign some type of waiver saying if you stroke out shoveling the snow
we don't have to pay
in the stadium, you can't sue us for anything. You can't even get your money back for the tickets. So yeah, Buffalo Bills fans, I mean, they're in a league of their own. But yeah, Christian McCaffrey, probably the only person that does not like snow games, and his body, particularly his legs, seem to don't like them either, as he's done for the season with like a PCL tear or something. Just name it. He tore it. He's done. He put out a post today, yesterday, this evening, whenever, about how he's going to work very hard in the offseason and come back stronger than ever.
This whole season, he was fighting to come back at the beginning, and he didn't.
Yeah. I think he's just I don't know if he's drinking enough milk. He got enough calcium in his bones. I don't know what it is, but if the wind blows too much, this guy might break a leg. So rip CMC and possibly the 49ers. I mean, they look good, possibly, kind of, sort of, not really for like 2 minutes of that game, and then people were just slipping and sliding. Everybody with the Bills, it seemed. So I would love to see the Bills get another playoff home game this
That'd
year
be
in a
great.
Snow Bowl. I think we would all like to see that. It's just fun to watch. But yeah, Bills clinching, like you said, so far
We'll
the only
see
team.
who's
We'll see who's
next.
next.
That's for sure. That's going to happen in this week and the upcoming weeks. And I think some other teams in another league started clinching playoff possibilities and playoff potential. Manny Mons, tell us about college football. What happened this weekend? Who you're rooting for? The college football bracket is coming together here. The brand new 12 bracket seed is in effect.
Yeah.
And I currently live in a city in which I have a
Here it
team
is.
that never makes playoffs, is there in the 12th seed. ASU is out in 12th. But it looks like you're rooting for another team by the look of that hat there. Wolverines? What place are they in?
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Wow.
What a game.
Oh my God. You guys watched. I know you watched it. Shout out to the selective Michigan fans listening and tuning in. Turn it up high. This is for you, and enjoy the moment here. Yeah, it's been 4 in a row. Michigan over Ohio State. Awesome. This year, Michigan lost like 18 players from that run that they had last year when they lifted the Natty last year and won the whole thing, going undefeated, 15-0. Lost like 18 players in the draft, lost their head coach, lost some other coaches. You know, their quarterback this year was a walk-on. Okay, he was a walk-on senior here. Okay, we come in unranked, season a little shaky. What are we going to do? You know what? They could lose the rest of the season. It's only everyone has this one game and one game circled. They beat them. Ohio State. Oh my God, Ohio State. What do you guys do? You know what they did? This game. I was talking to somebody about this before. This game was even bigger than Michigan winning. Obviously, winning is great, but them beating Ohio State the way they did with the team that they had, Ohio State was ranked two.
Not anymore.
Going into that game. They are now ranked 6. Michigan's still unranked. There are so many recruits now that have flipped their commitment from this place to now come on over to Michigan. I think because of just the culture with Michigan, just the energy, the drive, the excitement. And we all saw what happened after the game when Michigan won. And they took their flag and they stabbed it right into the middle of that stupid O at that stupid stadium in that stupid state.
A lot of hate.
And just a brawl. Just a brawl. Just sore losers. Basically, that's what it tried. It's just sore losers on that friggin' stupid red and silver team. Just, it's just sore losers. They got like the overall the top quarterback recruit coming to Michigan next year. I think with the help of Tom Brady, Dave Portnoy, and some of these other guys, they are getting so many more recruits. Signing day was yesterday. Our friend Nick has just been sending me over and over all these people that have been flipping their commitment from Alabama to Michigan. So I say this to all of the Michigan fans that were riding high off the Natty and then got hit with reality when the season started and realized this team stinks. We're coming off of a high again with Ohio State, but there's going to be more good to come in the future. I believe it. Michigan, that was just one of the many upsets that happened. That was a major upset. Another one, I got to shout out my new hometown, Syracuse. Syracuse, baby. Syracuse taking down Miami and possibly the 2, maybe 3 overall pick quarterback, Cam Ward, coming into the draft, taking down Miami and Cam Ward at the Syracuse Dome in Syracuse, New York. I also didn't know this. I found this out afterwards that the quarterback for Syracuse was the quarterback for Ohio State and left.
Oh, wow.
So he was very excited about everything that happened last Saturday. Ohio State losing, him possibly losing his job at Ohio State, him leaving, him coming to Syracuse, and just completely upsetting University of Miami. So yes, it was a good day for upset weekend, rivalry weekend in college football. It was electric,
I even
and
tuned in.
yeah, the
I
12-man
even tuned in to
playoffs.
some college
Let's
football
see what
this
happens.
weekend. Girlfriend, big IU fan. Rivalry
Oh, it's
weekend,
awesome.
IU plays Purdue. Last year I went to the game. They lost to Purdue. It was not good. But this year, I said, I think IU's a lot better than Purdue. Purdue only had 2 wins. I think Indiana University is going to win by 30 to 35 points. That was the bet spread I put in. What a dumb mistake I had. IU wins 66-0.
Yeah.
When do you leave at that point when you see your game just get blown out? Anytime IU got the ball, touchdown pass, touchdown pass. They had 9 possessions and they had 8 touchdowns. It was unreal. I was loving every minute of it. And now I stare at this college football playoff chart here. There is some matchups that I don't know how they're going to go.
Yeah.
I see Georgia playing IU. Is Georgia the same Georgia that we know is Georgia? You can't tell anymore. Notre Dame
I
is
don't know.
playing Alabama, and
I don't know.
Alabama's in the 11th seed. Alabama's not an 11th seed. Can't be. Who's going to win
Yeah.
there? And then Ohio State versus Texas. Texas Tech. How is that going to be? How is that going to be? No, I don't know.
Just let me read you off the bottom of this list. Obviously, these teams aren't making playoffs, but kudos to you for being ranked. Memphis sitting at the 25th spot. Memphis. No, well, the Giants will probably draft the quarterback from Memphis in the first round pick. The quarterback, Memphis, John Adams from Memphis. At the 24th spot, shout out Army football. Look at you guys. Army football sitting in the 24th spot. At the 23 spot, Colorado, who cares? 22nd spot, Syracuse University. How you doing? 21, Illinois. Now for their football, obviously. 20th. I don't even know what school this is. UNLV? Shout out. 20th. All right. 19th, Missouri. Yeah. Okay. We had them winning
our whole. If you haven't seen those videos, go take a look at that. Absolute mess. Absolute mess. That was
absolutely dialed.
We were going based on just that name sounds sick. They lost like 83-40.
Yeah. At one point, I was asking you what was the girl to guy ratio at these schools, and if the girl to guy ratio was like very good in favor of the girls, we were like, Marist
is going to beat Kentucky.
Yeah. Moorhead State. Yeah, Moorhead State. I'm like,
they're going all the way.
A car from Moorhead Honda. It's got to be an Omen. Yeah, got to be an Omen. Turns out not that good at basketball. Yeah. Clemson kind of took a step back here in football. 17, Iowa State, Arizona State, South Carolina, Ole Miss, University of Miami sitting at 12 now, sitting right there on that threshold. Alabama sitting right there too at 11. Boise State at 10.
Oh, I've seen that.
They got some crazy looking turf. It's awesome. And like you said, Indiana, number 9. SMU, shout out, 8, Tennessee 7, Ohio State 6, Georgia 5, Notre Dame 4, Penn State, Sandusky's team at number 3, Longhorns, Texas Roadhouse,
don't fly
2,
over Texas so fast. That's your next Ducks, Manning that could come to the New York Giants.
Yeah, but that guy is not. Everyone's
absolutely.
Like, is there a way we can take him this year? Even though
terrible
he played
next year again, and then go get him next year. No problem.
Oh,
lock that up.
Oh, we already got that in the bag. Doing terrible next year. That's a guarantee. And I want to touch on this before I forget. You mentioned something before. You were like, at what point when you're losing like 60-0, when do you leave the stadium? Ask any Giants fan, because we've been in situations where it's been like 40-0.
Funny that you brought that up. I was just talking to my friend who's a 49ers fan who has lost everything now. Yeah. They have no running back. They don't have defensive ends. They don't have wide receivers anymore. And I texted him. I was like, what do you even watch on Sundays? And he goes, yeah, my girlfriend asked me the same thing. She said, why do you even watch the game anymore? And he looked at her and he said, this is how you bond with your team, okay? This is why when I got to the Super Bowl last year and I cried when we lost, is because I now see the bottom and I now see the top. And I never want to be here again. And you get your way all the way up. I've been to the Super Bowl and I've lost, and that was depressing. But I know how good we can be. So when a team loses so badly like that, or your Giants are losing week by week, you just think, where's the positive in this game? Where are we going to go up from here? And you hope that next week I can be happier to talk about it. And that just might not happen today, but it will happen tomorrow. And the dog might not be hungry tonight, but maybe next year they'll have a hunger like the Wolverines did when they played Ohio State.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. How do I get through seasons like the Giants have had now for the past 8 years? 8 years? Yeah. College football. Michigan's been good the last 4 years. Booze, strip clubs. Vacations, crystal meth. There's a lot of different ways, a lot of different things you can do on Sunday. Yeah, Santa hasn't brought me shit since 2011. That wraps up college football. Exciting to see how the rest of the season plays out.
Back to NFL. I got my game NFL, of the week. Okay, and it's not the Eagles, and it's not the Bills. It's a team that's 3-8 at the bottom of the AFC North. Somehow that team got the game of the week. The Browns throwing for 450 yards. Jameis Winston throws for 450 yards. Jerry Jeudy with 200 yards and a touchdown. Your tight end, Njoku, with 2 touchdowns. Your star running back, Nick Chubb, with a touchdown. QBs that have thrown for 450 yards this year. Can you take a guess who it is, Manny? There's only 2 on the list. Can you guess the 2 QBs that have thrown for 450 yards this year? I gave you 1. Wrong. It's exactly who you think it's going to be. Jameis Winston and Kirko Cousins. Okay? They're the only 2 QBs. And when Kirk Cousins threw for 450 yards, he won that game. And when their wide receiver went for 200 yards, they won that game. But somehow, the Browns with Jameis Winston throwing for 450 yards lose the game. And the quote we get from the QB at the end, I'm just praying for the Lord to lead us not into temptation, but to deliver me from pick sixes. Because he threw 2 pick sixes to lose that game, 14 points for the defense. And that's how the Browns lose 41-32 after Jameis Winston has almost a 500-yard game. He threw for 497 yards. I love Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. We can't have football without Jameis Winston. Honestly, if the Browns release him, the Giants should scoop him up. Honestly, shit, he'll bring some excitement, and we'll get some crazy interviews with him, and the press will love that.
I love
New York,
the Browns.
Especially.
I love what the Browns have.
I don't know
who they become, who they have. I remember people would just make fun of you go to the Browns if you're garbage. Now I kind of want to go if Jameis Winston's there.
Yeah. Well, you might want to go to the Browns, but I, on the other hand, might want to go to the Steelers. Okay. The Steelers, oh my God, who would have thought the Steelers sitting at 9-3, top of AFC North? Okay, we have the Ravens in that division. We have the Bengals in that division, and we just talked about the Browns. Okay, the Steelers, guys, the Steelers. Okay, I'm gonna take you back here from 2007. Okay, Mike Tomlin here. We're talking about the head coach, Mike Tomlin of the Steelers. In 2007, the Steelers went 10-6. In 2008, the Steelers went 12-5. In 2009, the Steelers went 9-7. In 2010, the Steelers went 12-4. 2011, 12-4. 2012, 8-8, still a winning season. 2013, 8-8, still a winning season. 2014, 11-5. 15, 10-6. 16, 11-6. 2017, 13-3. 2018, 9-6-1. 2019, 8-8. 2020, the year of COVID, 12-4. They beat COVID, 12-4. 2021, 9-7-1. 2022,
here we are,
9-8. 2023, 10-7, and we're sitting here in 2024 at 9-3. That is 18 seasons, ladies and gentlemen, that Mike Tomlin has had a winning season.
The only thing
about that 18
that I say about this, and I'm happy for the Steelers, you have all these winning seasons. Do you have any hardware? 1 for
2008.
18 is not a good stat.
I was going to ask you,
No.
would you rather have 18 winning seasons like that, or I don't know, I can't say one trip to the Super Bowl because they had one trip and they won, or 18 winning seasons, or 3. Well, no, that's too much.
If
I
I
can't
could
do
get
that. I don't
one
know.
Super Bowl out of
I
2
don't
Super
know.
Bowls out of
What?
18 seasons, I would be happy. 2.
Okay, so 16 losing
Yeah.
seasons,
Yeah.
but 2
That's
Super
pretty
Bowls
great.
in
That's
18.
one a decade. That's one a decade,
Okay.
just about. That's pretty good. I'd be happy. Oh, when did you win
That's
a Super
pretty
Bowl in
good.
the last
Yeah,
5-10 years?
that's pretty
Yes,
good.
I have. And I'm probably going to get another one in the next 10 years.
That's pretty good. You're right. I take it.
Because here I am sitting 18
that's pretty good.
seasons deep, and I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
I'm sick. We went 9-8, and we're going to get slapped out of the playoffs in the first round. I don't think that's going to happen this year, but that's what's been happening to the Steelers. I have a friend who's a Steelers fan, and I've asked him this question. I'm like, you just somehow find yourself in the playoffs? He goes, yeah, we do. And then we lose to the first seed, and then we go back to the couch, and we do the same thing next year. And Mike Tomlin looks great, but he's not getting us over that hump. And that's tough. That's a tough way to live.
I also totally. I just have not. You know, I'm maybe an idiot. You know. Okay. Steelers, and why isn't
What do you
there a
mean?
freaking Pennsylvania Bowl?
A long
With the
time
Steelers
ago,
and the
actually, fun
Eagles.
fact for you, when the NFL first started, the Eagles and the Steelers didn't have enough players to make a team. Hence the new team that was called the Steagles. And they combined teams to come together. And they were like 2-9
true story.
and like 21. They were terrible. And they vowed to never cross paths again. And there's usually, it's very rare when they play each other. Same state.
Because I forget all the time that Pittsburgh
Pennsylvania is Philadelphia.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, but you got this other team in Philadelphia that hasn't had a losing season in 18 years, but then everyone just not everybody, because obviously they're Steeler fans, but majority of the people probably because the Eagles are in Philadelphia, the fucking
people,
city.
and think about this, you probably didn't think of.
So
what's the hockey team in Pennsylvania? How about
Pittsburgh,
the Philadelphia Flyers?
Penguins, right?
There you go. A lot of people.
My God, you're right. Fucking leads me to my final point. Philadelphia is fucking weird. I mean, Pennsylvania is fucking weird, ladies and gentlemen. These guys, you guys have had one Super Bowl win in your whole time being the Philadelphia Eagles. The Steelers have had 18 winning seasons. Somehow the Eagles are still the bigger franchise. I don't get it.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. The Steelers have like 6 Lombardis. They got a lot of trophies.
This is the new money now. This is the new money.
Oh, yeah. New money. Yeah. Okay.
Bringing it up.
Eagles could have had
to. We should have had to. The whole world thought we should have had to, and that was pretty upsetting on that one. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know what they said at halftime. They're like, here's the new script. I'm like, sick. You're not going to win. Sorry.
Listen, you're not going to win now.
We need Taylor Swift on the field tonight.
Oh, my God.
Now, they lost. We lost.
Yeah, so that wraps up. That was my game of the week, the Steelers. It was a toss-up between that snow game in Buffalo and the Steelers. Just, two great things. Steelers, just unbelievable to watch. And the Bills clinch in the Snow Bowl, not even close in that division. Let's see what happens in the playoff time. But yeah, and shout out Josh Allen engaged.
Haley Steinfeld, she's got her own money over there.
Saw that.
A lot of wild sports. Definitely some wild sports happening this weekend. But Mikey Bugatti's back, and he's always on the hunt, and he's always looking. And I just found my new favorite winter sport. Get ready for this. It's called Gelnde Quaffing. What'd you just call me? Is probably what you're thinking. Gelnde Quaffing, which I looked up the meaning of because it's in German. You're going to love this combination. Gelnde means outdoor, like terrain, like all terrain. And quaffing means drinking beer
Yeah.
in large quantities. This is just an outdoor drinking competition. Let me set you the stage, Manny Motts. You're on one long table here. You're on the end, and I'm on one end of the long table with a beer, and you're on the other side, and I send
Yeah.
this beer down all the way. In midair, you got to catch the beer and chug the whole thing. We're going for style points. We're going for how quickly you drink the beer and how cleanly you drink the beer. Us two versus the next two, back and forth for as many beers as we can do in under 3 minutes. Gelnde Quaffing happens in one place only in the United States, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And that's where I want to be this Christmas so I can go Gelnde Quaffing with you. What an insane sport this is. That's it.
Gelnde
It's like a beer
Quaffing.
pong table, except I just send my beer across. They're doing spins. Some guy's catching the beer between his legs, chugging it. Someone's upside down with one hand up, catching the beer, chugging it. However you can.
So I
Absolutely.
guess there's a judge involved
Points.
here because somebody's got to
Points.
be giving you.
This is the best
points.
sport that I've
Yeah.
found so far.
I got
I
it.
want to be a part of it. I think we would dominate in it. I'll do a flip off the table and catch a beer with my legs and pour it in my mouth if I have to. You know? IHAB,
I would try.
Gelnde Quaffing team, we'd be
I
the
would
first.
surely try.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the jerseys would be sick.
I think we're going to Jackson Hole.
You know, I'm in.
Is it two? Just
how many
because of
people are
how
on a
quickly
team?
you're chugging
2?
the beers, give your stomach a break. So 2 on each side, like can jam
Sure.
style. I send a beer down. I run over while you catch it. I watch you. You drink it. You go around the other side, and the other 2 alternate in. And it's just chalices of beer being sent down the
All
lane.
right.
I'm all about it.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna have to watch some videos of that tonight and start practicing.
We've seen Manny Motts with the Stein Challenge. It went well. You got that first one down real quick.
Kind of. Yeah. See, you need that other team to give you a break while you're
while you're digesting, so you don't die. Die.
All right. Yeah. See. All right. Well, Mikey Bugatti, we appreciate the insight on the new sports out there and breaking it here live on IHAB. Everybody go check that out and make sure to register.
Gelnde Quaffing.
What was it? One more time?
Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Write that down.
Bang.
Write that down.
Yes.
All right, I have something.
Anything else?
Something before my eyes is happening. Mikey Bugatti, all-time sportsbook bettor, has the bets, making the right moves. And under my nose, there has been a new bettor in my household that has gone 8 for 8 on micro betting. Okay. I've asked her to come up with an alias, and she's come up with what I think is the most hilarious alias for her betting career, as she's gone 8 for 8. She's won $400 off of the free bets that you start with that you lose right away because you throw. Not her. She's only put in $20 and she's pulled out 400. You can't beat micro betting. Her name and her alias is One Girl, Two Legs. Okay. And she does nothing but more than 2-leg bets. And she has one this week for us on IHAB. And I'm going to share the wealth. I want you to have money for your Christmas gifts, for maybe a new couch. If you're looking to get a couch, this is a nice little, this could get you a little love seat. One Girl, Two Legs. She says the touchdown scores this week is Saquon Barkley, automatic, and Justin the Jet Jefferson. You give me $100, and I'm going to give you $268. All right? One Girl, Two Legs. And she said, what are you going to do after you cash this bet, Manny Motts? Close them legs. That's what it is. One Girl, Two Legs. You're going to close them legs after Saquon and Justin the Jet Jefferson scores this touchdown this week. You heard it here first. The new micro bettor, One Girl, Two Legs. It's pretty good.
You can trademark that one if she wants. That's pretty good. Close them legs. Fucking lock that in. Thank you. One Girl, Two Legs. And everybody lock that in. and
Close them
and
legs.
close them legs, man. Close that shit down. Awesome. That's awesome. Well, sounds like you guys have the real gambling
It's important
establishment
to
going
have
on in
fun
this apartment of
Sundays.
yours there now. It's
Yes.
important to have
Also,
same interests with
it's not the
companions.
same
Yes.
interests here. We're actually in a separate sides on the spectrum on this one. She too is in a fantasy football league, and whereas I hold down 12th in our league, she holds down first. Yes, in a different league.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was
We're
gonna
not
say
the same.
maybe you
Man.
guys
Not
aren't
the
the
same.
same.
Is it
Then.
an 8-girl
Yeah,
league, whether a 12-man league?
yeah.
Perhaps.
You should have.
Perhaps.
Okay.
But makes no
Yes.
difference than the boat that I'm
Yeah.
in.
Got
And
it.
for fantasy
All right.
football, people who are listening now, we pray. We put our hands together and we pray that Mikey Bugatti catches a win this week, because if he does not, I will have to eat 57 hot dogs in a week and live stream that. And I'll tell you what, you're not going to find that on IHAB. That will be hidden in the universe, not to be publicly. I'm going to send him on Snapchat 2-second videos.
Mike's gonna have his own. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll give you guys the updates if that happens. I'll check. We'll check in with Mike. Whatever, whoever it is, we'll check in with that person, because we still got some football to be played, and we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, Mikey Bugatti, we appreciate it. We covered a lot. Anything else you want to talk about this evening before we wrap
I'm ready
up and
to get
to
into
our
my favorite
part,
part
which
right
is the
now.
beers?
I've been sipping on a very delicious and a very seasonal Santa's Little Helper. You got Santa and his reindeer at a bar right now on this can. Love it. And it's ethnic Santa, okay? And it's an ethnic elf, all right? And they're having a great time. And they're drinking these. They're drinking these imperial stouts.
Oh,
okay, this is a 10%. All right, I'm feeling good right now. Pizza Port Brewing Company. Love the name. Let me tell you how I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this at dinner. I'll tell you right now. Yeah.
You kind of look like the guy on the
can. I kind of do. I'm going to have this at dinner. Absolutely. Am I having this at a tailgate? I don't think an Imperial Stout is a good place to go have out in the sun before I go watch the Eagles dominate. 1 through 10, no. Imperial Stout is not my first choice, but it's not my last choice. I'm putting this at like a 6.2 on the full-time, all-time beer chart. And you're probably thinking to yourself, when are we going to see the all-time chart at the end of next?
Wait. You can subscribe this video, motherfucker. Yeah.
Manny Motts, what are you drinking over there?
Just kidding. It's coming out. I'm drinking the Founders All Day IPA.
All day.
Could be a
Do
fucking
the gauntlet.
song.
We having this at dinner.
So yeah, you can have this at dinner. I mean, it's an all-day IPA. You, like it said, you're having this at dinner. You're gonna have this at a tailgate. I think people, this would be an eye catcher. What are you drinking? The all-day IPA. And I think, if you had a bunch of these in the cooler, you'd be surprised. I think you'd be handing these out. People would be enjoying this. They'd like it. 4.7, easy to drink, all-day IPA. Flavorful and easy to drink. It even says that on the can because it has that. Like it's got a nice little car on there with like a kayak or something on the, or a
lake day
canoe or something like that on the front. Very nice. Like a nice lake day. You throw that in your cooler. Yeah. This is gonna be a
I like that.
6.8.
6.8.
It's a 6.8. It's an all day. It's right in the middle. The only reason why I think it doesn't get a higher score is because I don't know why. I feel like you're gonna take this camping with you. I don't like camping, so for those reasons, I'm out. Yeah, just like in the great words of Mr. Wonderful, I'm out. I'm out. Or whoever says it, Shark Tank, shout out. Yeah. By the way, I have a great invention possibly coming to stores near you for the holiday season. I think if I pitch it to Shark Tank,
am I going to hear this off air? You're going to tell us right now?
Some bucks. I don't know if I can share this with you guys because it's a multi-level, concept, $1 billion, one of a kind, changing just great. It's gonna be yeses across the board. I'm gonna have all the Sharks working
Let
with
me
me.
show you the diagram of Manny's idea that he has
So
here.
I'll leave you guys
So
hanging.
on top here, right, this is Manny.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom of this
Yeah.
triangle that I've just drew
Yeah.
for shape purposes, that's you. And every time you invite someone,
Yeah.
that's it.
You got it.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
in a shape of a pyramid.
Easier
Just
for you to
because
understand.
it is in the shape of a pyramid. That's it.
Long lasting.
Pyramids are great. Who built the
Me.
pyramids? I know, me. So that's why you got to listen to me. So yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here before I say something incriminating. Yes, football. We're getting close to playoffs. We didn't talk anything about the Giants today, but you guys know why, so we don't need to. And we probably won't be talking about them till April when the draft is coming around. So sorry for that, everybody. But yeah, Eagles flying. They took down the other bird, but we will see what happens in the playoffs. The Eagles, their head of security, Big Dom, might be you might see him in a theater near you, as this guy might be getting some movie contract now. I don't know what he's gonna be doing. My guess is probably some mobster. That would probably be my guess. I don't think he's gonna be playing Forrest Gump and Forrest Gump 2, but you never know. Yeah, covered a lot. Michigan football, love it. Big upset weekend. College football playoffs starting, fantasy football playoffs starting. Things are getting close. Beers are flowing. Mikey Bugatti showed us another
Gelnde
great
Quaffing.
sport we'll be practicing for here at IHAB. And yeah, Mikey Bugatti. Anything
Manny
else
Motz
before
is
we
right.
wrap
We did
this
not
baby
talk
up?
about the Giants this week because they did not get the win. But if you were wondering, Daniel Jones and the Vikings did get a win, and they move on to 10-2. We did not bring that up. Now we all are on the same page here. Vikings might be going to the playoffs. We're bringing you nothing but the most important part of sports right here on IHAB. Follow, subscribe, and like, and join us next week where we see how fantasy football rolls out, teams that qualify. But the only place that you're going to see the beers flowing and the sports going is I'd Have a Beer. Manny Motz.
I'd have a beer.